YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Paulus Harris, aka the Crazy Uncle. Hey, guess what? If this your first time tuning in, go ahead, hit the doggone subscribe button, hit the notification bell every time I post up new content. After further review, the interview that Katt Williams did on Club Shay Shay is bogus as fuck. And I'm gonna tell you why it's bogus as fuck. Now, those y'all that those of y'all that tuned in last week, I actually really gave my thoughts. But then again, like I say, now that I actually have actually really went back and watched not the actual interview. Watch somebody get me on that. But going back and watching the interview, right? Now that I had to really stop and think about this for a minute, right? It's almost like, okay, here's some Illuminati pie, cake, drink, or a combination of both that was issued out by Katt Williams, right? And I then went back and looked at some of the comments, and people always holler about, well, he didn't. Nobody said that Katt Williams lied. Okay. So my question to y'all is, were you expecting for him to lie about all of the stuff that he said about the people that he talked about? Let's be honest here, right? Well, was he supposed to lie? And it's just like what I said in the previous show, right? Cat Williams is a house nigga, right? And basically, if you actually really stop and think about this is nothing more than niggers talking about other niggers. It's just for the simple fact, because of your status, your money status, right? It's just for the simple fact that, hey, you know what? Everybody still have the same issues. Money doesn't change anything. But then again, why would money change anything? Considering what happened on August 15, 1971, right? But I've actually went back and I looked at some of the stuff what Katt Williams said. And this is actually what I really came up with. Katt Williams is no better than anybody else because, and the only reason why I say this is because of the thing that he said about Ricky Smiley. He talked about um, Ricky Smiley's character, Bernice Jenkins, right? Now, if indeed a lie was told, I would actually really say that this is a lie that was told because how in the hell are you going to put clauses in somebody else's contract that, for one, you are not that man first and foremost. Second, you are not his goddamn agent. So who are you to put any type of clause in anybody else's contract? I mean, here it is. You talk about this, you talk about that, you talk about the other. But here it is, right? And see, this is what a lot of you motherfuckers missed out on. Because here's the deal, right? Anything that happens, for the most part, I'm just like everybody else. Oh, a fire done started. So here come, so 911 is called, right? Hello, 911. Yes, I'd like to report a fire. And they're like, okay, what's the address? You get an address, then then the thing is anybody hurt? Blah 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 blah, and all that kind of stuff, right? So then after everything has been said, right? So you can call the 911 operator and hung up, whatever. So now it's like, okay, so now you got to play the waiting game. Yes, your house is still on fire, or whatever the case may be, right? So you really can't do shit until the motherfucking fire department get there, the ambulance, the police, and then guess what else? Guess who else is coming? The goddamn news media, right? So they gonna get their cameras and shit set up. And then the thing about doing this, right? They gonna be like, hey, look, nobody was hurt, blah 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 blah, all that kind of stuff. But then here come the forensics people. Once the fire's been put out, right? Everybody safe, and then here come everybody else gonna be like, okay, well, why did the fire start in the first place? Okay, did somebody set this shit deliberately, or was it because of the house was old, and then eventually wiring gives away, causes a spark, boom, you got your fire, right? So basically, this is all what the fuck Katt Williams did. So now here's the deal, people. Katt Williams gonna sit up here and holler about this, that, and the third. He almost sounds like Ice Cube for a minute, right? Because remember, a few months back, in a sense, Ice Cube was singing this same song, talking about, oh, I wasn't invited to the party, making people believe that you ain't a part of that shit. But then the hat that you had on said Big Three, right? And it just so happens, it's funny when the house nigga makes all the goddamn noise, right? Then here come everybody else. Ice Cube then had something to say. Ricky Smiley. Of course, everybody that he talked about in the interview. Right? But it's just like what I said earlier. Right? Why would you act like put in somebody else's contract that you have to wear a dress in your movies? So what's the deal, Katt Williams? You like looking at men in a damn dress? Right? But this is what you hollering, right? That the Illuminati, this is what the fuck they do to act like really doggone make it in the business. You talking about that you want to make sure that you still have a virgin asshole, right? But let's just know this. You didn't put that clause in in Ricky Smiley's contract, right? Yeah, your asshole may be safe, but put like this, whose asshole you sticking your dick in, right? You're a little bitty motherfucker, so you probably gonna have to get a footstool, right? Well, I already know you're gonna have to get a footstool to actually really stick your dick in somebody else, right? So again, and then this whole deal with the whole Money Mike character, right? You said you was number 201, right? And considering that no matter how you want to sit up here and holler about this, that, and the third about the people that you mentioned, right? But you said you was number 201. 201. And for those of y'all that actually really follow my man Zachary Hubbard, he already done told you who's behind the number 201. Bill Gates. The shit that happened over in China, which started the shit back in 2019. Then, I mean, I grant the fact, right? What was it? Friday after next, right? That was like years before this whole thing with Bill Gates happened. But then let's go back and let's look at, other stuff that was actually like really put in play, right? And then when time was right, there's like, okay, go ahead, flip the switch on that. Go ahead, flip the switch on that over there. Or flip the switch on that one over there. Right? So all of this nonsense, what Katt Williams is talking about, right? You got us, all that shit that he said about Ludacris, and then all of this stuff that he said about there's 30,000 scripts that come through Hollywood, right? And then, they were like, well, didn't nobody offer Steve Harvey, you know, a chance to look at the script and all that kind of stuff. Steve Harvey is busy, right? And then out of the 30,000 that you claim, right? So let's just look at script number. Let's look at script number 20,000, 22,000, right? And let's just say that it was tailor fit for your ass. Everything was in motherfucking play, right? But you turned it down, right? Because you sit up here and holler about, well, can we take some of this step and fetch this shit out of it? But again, let's go back and look at the interview that was 2 hours, was damn near 3 hours. I want to say it was 2 hours and 46 minutes, right? So what the fuck you think you was doing the whole time that you was on Club Shay Shay, right? And then let's also not forget the point that the tour that you're currently on right now, the Dark Matter tour. Did you forget what the fuck you said about the McDonald's fries? Meaning that, okay, you got you went to your Illuminati meeting and about you found out about the McDonald's fries. I mean, don't you know that the stuff that you're actually like really putting out is the stuff that they want you to say? You little short motherfucker, you, right? So you really think that you saying some shit, right? And then, like I said, people all the time, well, he ain't lied. Okay, okay, I get all that. I get all that, right? But I'm just saying, a lot of this shit you didn't say it before. right? So I'm just like, okay, you want to clown, like I said, you want to clown Steve Harvey, you want to clown Cedric the Entertainer, right? You want to clown Ricky Smiley, you want to clown Earthquake. Talking about Earthquake can't read. Okay, well, my thing is this: unless Earthquake is shooting every comedy deal that Earthquake has done, right? Unless he's shooting that shit from the hip, he had to write some shit down somewhere. He had to be able to read it so he could actually really go out there before and do what the fuck he needs to do. And I don't want to hear nothing talking about where I'm talking about as far as like a movie script goes, right? And and I'm just like, okay, right? Every stand up comedian don't feel comfortable in front of a movie camera, right? And then again, just like I said, it's pretty much, it's almost like, well, it ain't no almost, right? It's like what Avery Spears said, right? You actually like you actually like really not the goat, right? You may be the goat of your fan base. But it's just like what Avery Spears said. There's only one true goat in comedy, and that's Richard Pryor, right? I gives a damn how many comedy specials you got, what you've actually really done for the game of comedy. But just guess what? The line stops, or the line starts and stops at Richard Pryor. You, or anybody else will not be able to top what that man did once he was alive and doing his thing, right? So now, is that who you actually really trying to capture or trying to go after? You know what? That remains to be seen, right? But just know that all that shit, what you was talking, and then for the most part, you actually really thought that you was doing something. That's what got me. You actually really thought you were doing something, right? You talked about P Diddy, like, okay, who doesn't know what the fuck is going on with P Diddy right now? And you talked about Steve Harvey. Okay. Again, you saying shit that people already know. And then they're like say, and it just like say, it's funny how you did that, and then everybody and their mama, here they come. Right? And I heard some people talking about, well, that ain't true, that ain't true, that ain't true, or whatever. Regardless of, what, put like this, regardless if it's true or not, right? Who are you to actually like really come out and say what the fuck you said? Come on now. I mean, I'm just putting it out there, right? And and people always holler about, well, he didn't lie, he didn't lie. Well, see, here's the deal, right? You talking about virgin asshole, this, that, and the third. But just know this, Cat Williams, your booty hole been popped too. May not be by a physical sense, but as far as like that money goes, you doing anything and everything to keep your booty hole safe. All right. But you sure sit up here and talk about every goddamn body else. So you almost gotta ask yourself, so whose booty hole or who is like, okay, what they say? Well, what about that mouth? So what about that mouth, Cat Williams? And what you said, what did you say in your very first uh comedy special? When you had your little green suit on or whatever. Talking about, don't worry, I'll wait. So here it is, Cat Williams. What what did mouth do? Okay. So enough of Cat Williams. Continue to eat your cat. Put like this. Continue to eat your meow mix, Cat Williams. Plain and simple. So now that we got that out of the way, we're gonna talk about this updated version of the color purple. Heard a lot of now. Here's the deal. Have I went to go see the new updated version? No. I've seen the old version and and I have read the book. And just know that the book is graphic as shit as far as like the relationship that goes on with Seeley and Suge Avery, right? But then unless you actually like really been under a rock somewhere, Taraji, she didn't been on a couple of interviews talking about, okay, well, the math ain't mathing, right? I've been in the game this damn long, this, that, and the third. And then how about I hear this morning where that on the first day of shooting, right, they didn't have, wasn't no food there. People had to do rental cars. It's like everybody has been bitching about this movie since it's been out, right? But I'm just like, okay, and to Raji, and anybody else that was bitching the whole time that movie was in production. Or let's just say, let me say something to everybody that's bitching about that movie. All of y'all can shut the fuck up and color. And make sure that you actually really use the color purple when you start coloring. Because if all of that shit was going on, but you motherfuckers stayed, what does that say about y'all? Y'all could have left unless you already signed the put like this. Unless you already signed the contract saying you gonna do such such such. Right? But don't you motherfuckers know how to read? Matter of fact, where was you at on that, Cat Williams? I mean, you want to sit up here and holler about who's a legitimate movie star, who's a legitimate comedian. You want to sit up here and holler about motherfucker can't read, but you ain't saying shit about the color purple. And out of all of the roles that you claim that you did, as far as you for as long as you've been in Hollywood, right? You didn't have nothing to say about the shit that went on in the color purple, the remake. You ain't had shit to, you ain't have shit to say about that. But you quick to clown other comedians on what they don't want to do or what they feel like that they ain't comfortable of doing. You can talk about them all goddamn day long, right? So again, what are we doing here, Cat Williams? Right? Do you need a flea collar as well? So you can stop doing this shit? Or maybe we need to just put your ass in, like, give you a flea bath. Like, I'm just like, what gives here? What what are we talking about here? Seriously, Cat Williams. I mean, because I mean, it's just like, okay, you listen, you do realize that motherfuckers do leave shit out on purpose, right? And then here it is because they already knew that your little ass was gonna come in here. See, you just like that one person that's you know what you you done got your little nighttime job, right, and you cleaning offices, right, and somebody just happened to leave some shit on their desk, and you looked at it and be like, oh, this is good stuff here. Now all what I gotta do now go to Club Shay Shay and talk about it, right? Don't you know they left that shit out on purpose because they already know some ignorant bastard like you was gonna come get it. And now you talking about it. Now everybody talking about it. You got all the comedians talking about it. Talking about what the fuck Cat Williams said. Motherfuck Cat Williams. Okay? Motherfuck the people that played in the color purple. Right? Don't bitch about shit and still and still do it. Okay? Learn how to read, people. Read the goddamn contract. Plain and simple. Now, the last order of business. Well, actually, I got two. I got well. Before I say that, right? Let's actually really just stop and think about because it was two things that really happened. And I was just like, I was looking at this. I was looking at this and considering what the fuck is actually about to go down. Right? There was another school shooting in Iowa, and just know a couple of weeks from today, they're gonna have the Iowa caucus, right? For the most part, Trump he's still in the running. This motherfucker is still whooping everybody's ass, and this motherfucker ain't been a part not now debate because he too busy fighting other issues and all that kind of stuff. Now, my whole deal about that is that I don't, they always say men lie, numbers. What they say, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. But then again, right, you got to ask yourself, okay, well, who's actually really putting in the numbers? Now, if people out there are actually really still behind Trump, then hey, good for y'all, right? Who knows? Once all this shit is clear, hell, I might go register to vote. But the thing about it though is this. I already know that it's bullshit, and I already told y'all why Biden is in office in the first goddamn place. And if y'all actually really think that Biden is finna win for a second term, go ahead, choke yourself. He's not finna win. This motherfucker has been in office for as many years that I've been born. Right? Go sit your old ass down somewhere. It's almost like you really don't know what the fuck you're doing or where the fuck you're going to begin with. So now that we got that shit out the way, uh, now that we got that shit out the way, right? Hold on, y'all. So, okay, we got that. All right, we got that out the way. So, hold on. Y'all got to excuse me. Okay. And none. And no damn gummy. I gotta go pick up your ass. So, so in our case, people. So now that I got that out the way, let's talk about this last bit of business, right? So apparently, nobody knew what happened to the Secretary of Defense. Apparently, he went to the hospital, didn't tell no damn body. Which, for the most part, I really didn't think that was a motherfucking requirement. If you ask me, shit, he a grown ass man. But okay, and for the most part, I get it. Some of y'all may actually really look at that and be like, okay, well, yeah, he's a grown ass man. Well, look at what the title that he holds. He's the Secretary of Defense, right? But I just look at it like this: if you go to the hospital knowing the title that you hold, right, and knowing that the role that you play, and you don't tell nobody nothing, then okay, it may raise a few antennas, right? But my thing is this: accountability. So you can't keep up with your personnel. And so I'm just like, and then it's just for the simple fact, this is the motherfucking Secretary of Defense, right? Knowing that anything that you're gonna actually really use as far as like defending yourself, right? You actually really wanna be eyes on, hands on, right? Because the first time you lose any type of motherfucking military equipment, guess what? Ain't nobody going no goddamn where, right? I know this from experience. 21 years United States Army, okay? But my thing is, here's a guy that went to the hospital, didn't tell nobody nothing. So the $64,000 question now is this: was he sick, right? And if he was sick, what caused him to be sick, right? And then you also and then you got to ask yourself, okay, well, let's just say this, okay. So he went to the hospital because he was sick. Well, what made him sick? 9 times out of 10, he went to the hospital to go get something removed. Now, whatever the fuck that something is, right? That's the $64,000 question, people, right? I mean, because at this point of the juncture, who do we really know? Who do we really know that who's real and who ain't, right? And then here come you motherfucking people that actually really believe in artificial. Here come all of the AI folk, not really knowing what the fuck AI really is, right? Because because here's the thing, people, and I know I said this: we human beings are AI because by definition, artificial intelligence is something that that has been taught to you. For example, 2 plus 2 equals what, people? Right? Or somebody had to teach your ass how to walk. Somebody had to teach your ass how to talk. go to the bathroom, wash face, brush teeth, the whole nine, right? That's artificial intelligence, right? So basically, what the fuck you telling me, or what the fuck y'all trying to tell me, is that just because you go put it in a goddamn robot, and then here it is, you got the robot, you didn't put in the robot's head whether they're, oh, well, I'm a female or I'm a male. But the thing about it, I want y'all to actually really stop and think about something for a minute, right? Out of all of the motherfucking TikTok videos that you've seen about this so-called artificial intelligence shit, there's always been a robot that's fucking female, right? Just like with, and then the two most famous bitches out there right today are Siri and goddamn Alexa. Right? Siri, what is the temperature? Siri or Alexa, cut the lights on. Right? And then it's just like, and then if you actually really stop and think about it now, I know what a lot of y'all about to say. Okay, what I'm about to say right is probably gonna piss a whole lot of y'all off. But the thing about it though is this: anytime when you ask Alexa or Siri or something serious, they couldn't answer that shit. So the thing about it though is this: it actually really goes back to how it once was. Women are better off being seen but not heard, right? And it's and it ain't me, it ain't me. But all what I'm saying is this: you got Siri, you got Alexa, and then every motherfucking robot that is so-called AI, they've always been female. So where are the men robots at, right? Or is it just for the simple fact that, again, this is something that is also that has been recycled, right? Where that, okay, you can see the female robot and she got the nice stack up here, and the booty is there, and it actually really feels like the real deal. But the only difference is you can't get this motherfucker pregnant. And it's just for the simple fact, if she get on your goddamn nerves, you can cut that bitch off. Unlike some women, you can't cut them motherfuckers off, no matter how hard you try. Right? So, so again, people, you got to ask yourself, okay, what is really going on here? What the fuck Katt Williams is saying that actually really makes a whole lot of sense? Okay, who gives a damn if he lied or not? Right? This motherfucker actually really thought that he was saying something. Right? And then as far as like the people who did the update version of the color purple, I already told y'all, shut the fuck up and color. Right? Secretary of Defense, accountability motherfucker. Right? President Joe Biden, right? You know what? Keep it what you got. Keep it with your people. Artificial intelligence, shit, that ain't nothing new, people. And y'all, I'm telling y'all gonna get it. Y'all gonna learn. I swear y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn to listen to the crazy talk about certain things, right? So, with that being said, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dad, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucker next door across the street around the corner. Papa's Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. We're gonna holler at y'all.